Hello and welcome back to the Schooner Pod. I'm Bobby Howard. With me today, we've got Jameson Maxwell, Ty Lee. And boys, this is a podcast we love doing every single year. Our OU Texas coverage, we always try to spread out the wealth, break down Texas, break down the Sooners, of course, but also we got to break down the fair. It's an important aspect of any OU Texas game. It changes every single year, but at its core, it still remains the same, which is truly one of the coolest things in college football, and truly something I look forward to every single season.
Man, this is just like the week feels so different. All you want to do is just get through your work week, get through whatever you're doing, just get to Saturday. And it's going to feel even weirder now without the game being at 2:30. But this fair, we might unlock a special thing. Even more fair time in the morning, Bobby?
Maybe. I'm still trying to sort that out, my leave time. I don't know if me or if my wife is down for the arrive at 6 a.m.
I like how you had to correct yourself because you are absolutely down for it, but is the wife down for it?
I'm at war with my body and mind, and also just like how much I can get away with. So she will do it, but I also don't. I know that maybe it might not be the best strategy for all parties going forward. I don't know. Ty, what are your thoughts on the fair? Any memories? What when we talk about the State Fair of Texas? What comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing that comes to mind, and we will certainly spend plenty of time talking about it here on this pod in a little bit, but it's the food. It's how appetizing the food looks, how well it's advertised online, and then just how dry it is in person when you actually get to try it. But yeah, the food and, like you said, the atmosphere. It's very unfortunate. I'm gonna unfortunately miss the later kick, but I think it is brilliant. I think it is more fair time before and then more fair time after. Maybe a little bit of a hotter game, but shouldn't be too terrible.
For the record, I'm pro 2:30, or sorry, I'm pro 11 a.m. I think this is the one game that really, really works for 11 a.m. And it is a bit of a bummer that that it shifted. I like waking up early and just rolling right into it, getting the day started. But a little extra sleep won't hurt. But I don't know, Jameson. What do you remember about that? The last 2:30 kick, 2017. How did it? Did you change your routine at all, or did it? Do you remember any differences in how the fair was? Or
yeah, I mean, maybe I got there a little bit later, but to be completely honest with you, things really didn't change too much. I still wanted to get there early enough to have a corn dog for breakfast because that just felt right. It felt wrong. If I did anything earlier in the morning, you get up and you go. If you're going to wake up and do anything before the fair, that just doesn't feel right. So if you're going to get a couple extra hours of sleep, that'd be the only way.
Right. This is not a day for brunch. This is not a day to go.
That would be treason.
No,
do not tell me you're going to get brunch before OU Texas. Oh my God.
No. Don't do mimosas. Ugh. Don't do anything like that. Your first move has to be the fair.
What about a mimosa on the dart, Ty?
Yes, we do not have. We'll have to readdress this when our podcast council plate comes on. I'm not sure of the legality of actually drinking on the dart, but if it were legal in a hypothetical world,
I can tell you the answer.
It would be the only way to do that morning. A mimosa on the dart, though, I don't know. Maybe some sort of canned, like some sort of pre-made thing. There's just something you maybe don't want something too open to the air out on the dart. I'll just say that.
Well, that's like the perfect thing to bring on the dart, though. You put it in the orange juice bottle and then drink it out of that. Hypothetically speaking, that's
we'll get to the dart. We'll get to the dart in a little bit because it's really, you should be taking the longest dart ride you could possibly find. You should be driving out of your way to go to the farthest end stations so that you can bring on more alcohol, preferably a 32 case of water. And then you can just drink that and then begin to pass it out as you go to each stop and collect OU fans. you then pass out. Welcome to the dart, brother. Here's your non-alcoholic beverage.
Definitely not alcoholic. Let's before we get into the fair food, all of that. Let's get into some of the basics. Like, you need to know this if you're going to OU Texas. Some of y'all probably get this. You're probably diehards, but just in case, there are a couple like commandments nearly that you have to hit, and I think transit there, you kind of got to go dart. You got to go dart regardless. I feel like driving is a big no-go. Either dart or Uber early. Darting home is also a solid option, but I think it starts and ends with the Dallas Rail Trail Transit, because it's just a mess going to try to drive to the Cotton Bowl, to drive to Fair Park. It can be a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, like you're saying, drive your car, correct, Bobby? Like with an Uber, especially for people that aren't along, what is it, the Green Line?
Might be green.
I believe. I don't know. We got Blake backstage. Give us a thumbs up if it's the Green Line. I don't know.
He just bring him on. He lives in Dallas.
I don't ever ride the. I've never ridden the dart while I've lived here, so I have no
for the record. For the record, I have never drank on the dart, and I don't know anyone who ever has.
Right, but of course,
because we're not sure if that is legal. Blake, do you know?
It's the Green Line.
I am pretty sure it is probably not, but it's all about enforcement. Whether there's officers on there to enforce, which I can tell you is probably not, because there's so many crimes that happen on the dart that nobody's stopping anything. So
fair enough. But for the podcast listeners out there who are confused by this fourth voice who just joined, that's Boat and Blake. He is a Dallas resident. And appears every week on the Weekend Spread. So we're bringing him on to kind of help us with our State Fair of Texas preview. And Blake, we're talking about our sort of you cannot mess up these things. Like these there are a couple things that really set up a great OU Texas, the dart being one of them. Mm-hmm. I personally think that's great because, as you know, Fair Park traffic's a disaster. I also am a big fan of the pre-buying coupons ahead of time. I don't know if that's really a thing in your standard day-to-day state fair, but it really gives you a leg up whenever you're at OU Texas. The link's actually in our description. You can head there.
Well, they get them in time though, Bobby.
Well, no, you pick them up at the fair.
Yeah, you pick them up you pick them up there, and those lines are significantly shorter than the ones where you actually have to go to the coupon stations.
And it also should be noted, if you don't know what the hell we're talking about with coupons, the State Fair of Texas, for some reason, has an antiquated system where everything is bought and sold via these coupons. You essentially buy from the fair that serve as your currency. Each coupon is now worth $1, so it's kind of silly that they don't just use cash. They used to be 50 cents, so the coupons, you had an exchange rate in the past. Now it's just $1. Each coupon's $1. And important thing about the coupons as well, they roll over to next year, so do not give them out. If you're planning on going to another OU Texas game or something for next year, try to save them, roll them over, hold on to them, because I don't know, they come in clutch. They come in clutch if you can keep them for another year.
Yeah. And just quick clarification, you don't essentially buy them, you just actually buy them from the fair.
Yes. Yes, you quite literally purchase, big tax money.
Physically, you buy them, not literally.
I don't want to keep circling back to this, but it just real quick to cap it off on the dart. It is buy your tickets also ahead of time, although they have the little stands that you can go put your card in and purchase a ticket. And just remember that the seats will probably ruin the outfit that you're wearing before you get there. And I don't want to say you will most probably be the victim of a crime, because you don't want to have a victim mindset, but you will probably personally experience a crime if you do choose to ride the dart. So.
I do love public transport, but I will say this, going back to the transportation thing, because I feel like we need to hit on this. We talk big on the dart, but not all people are going to be staying in places that are going to be on dart lines. And so if you aren't, going to be walkable to a dart line. Probably the grand scheme of things, it's going to be easier just for you to Uber to the stadium.
You're going to have to do the classic Uber there early and then stay a few hours after the game in order to get one, because it's like the Uber situation there can be a nightmare, probably trying to leave there just because they all go to one pickup spot. So I would say if you want to get an Uber at a decent rate and you're not in a rush to get out, I would say wait a few hours after the game in order to let those prices come down.
One thing I did, though, in the past is you just start walking for maybe like 15, 20 minutes outside of the fair to at least get away from the epicenter.
I would not recommend that. Fair Park is not a place in Dallas I would want to be walking around, especially now with the new kickoff time.
The new fraternity brother of Bobby and I's was literally kidnapped in 2019 doing that.
Yeah, don't.
Because it's not even a joke. He was held at gunpoint for like several hours. It was a whole thing.
Okay, so never mind. I don't know how I
graduated, Bobby, but
the one area where I would say do not just go wandering around in Dallas's Fair Park. Do not do that.
That is not a place to have a nice little stroll back to downtown Dallas. Shout out to Rob Infield in the comments, by the way. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Even though you're a UT fan, we appreciate you popping in and hearing what we have to say. Any other notes on transit, guys? The 2:30 start is weird.
How should you handle if you Uber there early? If you're going to take the dart back, then how is that going to work? Should you buy a dart ticket beforehand?
I actually like the idea of buying a dart ticket beforehand, and then if you want to, you can like just kind of Uber back to the center of Dallas and maybe find some dinner or something. It just opens up a lot more when you're outside that concentrated area. But I would go ahead and just buy your ticket. I think some dart tickets are like just 24-hour things. So a day pass, definitely the move.
I agree.
Anyways. All right. Well, that's all we have for the dart aspect. Anything else that you have to do as an OU fan before diving into the fair? I feel like we covered the coupons thing. That's kind of the big deal. It's a little tricky with the 2:30 as to what you do the night before.
Doesn't change.
That's fair. Go all out. Like the Friday night before OU Texas is arguably one of the best parts of the weekend. Like that's kind of the time to go out, have a couple drinks, all that, because Saturday night you're gonna be done. You're gonna
now
be
let it be known that Bobby in last year's podcast was a little hesitant about going, quote, all out, end quote, because he said he was getting older and didn't know if he could do that. And I slowly started to change his mind, as you got to realize that as Oklahoma fans, and if you're listening to this podcast, obviously you're a big Oklahoma fan, or maybe you're a Texas fan, whatever it is, you're a big fan for this game. This is a weekend. It's a special occasion that you should treat as of a holiday. Are you going to restrict yourself on Thanksgiving? What is it? Friday? Or what is the big day that everyone goes out? Wednesday or Tuesday? What is
Wednesday.
The big day?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Big
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
Friday.
Wednesday. Okay, yes. The Thanksgiving Wednesday. Are you going to restrict yourself on that one? No, you're not going to restrict yourself. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, you do not restrict yourself on these things. Treat OU Texas Friday as of a holiday, because I don't care if you feel older than that. You push yourself to the brink and you go out and you be a yes person that whole weekend. And I'm going to go back early and get some shut-eye so I can feel good. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that especially on that Friday night, you go for it. Saturday night, the way I usually do it, I try to use all of my energy up to the game and through it, and then just have a bit of a chill Saturday night, just because at that point I'm physically tapped out. But no, I'm with you. I'm not. I know last year I was talking about like kind of winding her down a little bit, but no, you're right. You do have to go all in on this sort of thing.
The 2:30 start time benefits you well too. You can sleep in a little bit more. It's not like you're staying out till 2:30 a.m. and you have to wake up at like 6 a.m. this go round. You can sleep in a little bit. You can actually
there's a
get
point of
nice 5 to
diminishing
6 hours.
returns.
Like yeah, you can actually get a nice shut eye before you go to the fair. I think you're a-okay this year to go all out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and just dive into some of the fair food. So, Blake, you were boots on ground yesterday.
Yes.
You gotta look at the state fair in Texas. First of all, how's Big Tex looking? Has he done any squats? Any semblance of an ass on Big Tex?
There is none. Flatter than flat. It is a piece of paper.
Shiner needs to just like make sure he's double cheeked up one year. It would just make my day. But okay, so
does
now
he have any new comments that he told you? Were you surprised about his comments that he said out loud?
No, I think I wasn't like all too surprised. Do I remember, did Big Tex always he always moved? Or I know he moves like now when he talks, but wasn't he always moving at one point, or was that just not a thing? Like
he moves
moving.
sometimes.
Okay, I just always thought he was like always waving, like the old one before it burned down. Which I did find out this week that some like rich person in Highland Park like bought the head of Big Tex whenever it burned down and like displays it in their lawn whenever like Halloween and Christmas comes around. They've just made it like a de facto like decoration that they like put up in their lawn. The burned head of Big Tex.
That is incredible. That is an all-time Halloween decoration for sure. Okay, Blake. So fair. Any standouts of like the food? Any standout like things we should know about though?
Yes. So let's go. I'll go drinks. So I know a big thing. I'll start there. Drinks, big thing I think on this podcast that we've always harped on. The beer barn is the best place to buy beer in the entire fairgrounds. If you go anywhere else, a Michelob Ultra is going to run you about 8 to 10 tickets. It sucks. That's do the quick conversion. That is about $10 for a Michelob Ultra.
Oh, quick math right there.
Quick math
1-to-1.
Yeah, it is not worth it. There is a place called the Beer Barn. It is right in front of the Cotton Bowl to your that plaza with all the food. It's on your left. It looks like a barn. It's the only one that looks different than anything else around it. It is an actual barn. And they do serve one of our favorite items, the cheap beers. It's 4 tickets a beer in the paper cup, the wax cup. It's the best deal you can find at the state fair. In the past, we've had a lot of Lone Star. We had PBR before that. This year, I was expecting Lone Star. Went there. We got Coors Banquet this year. The real good stuff, like an actual good beer. So do not go out and start spending on Miller Lights, Michelob Ultras for $10. You can get 2 of those wax cups for $8, and it's Coors Banquet. It's fantastic. It's good. Go there. And since it's not a food stand too, they're really quick because they're just serving beers. It's like 5 or 6 people serving beers.
I mean, it's perfect. Like they have a whole lineup. It is just surgical how the Beer Barn just churns those brews out. It's by far the best place to post up for OU Texas. We do not gatekeep the Beer Barn,
and it's
here.
So close to Big Tex too. Like it's close to Big Tex and the Cotton Bowl's entrance. That is honestly for the vibes. And I'm honestly surprised it's still 4. Like good for them. Good for the Beer Barn.
Yep. Do not be buying those $10 beers. And speaking of, I'll say this as well in the beer category. I did try the Martin House mustard beer yesterday. It was horrendous. It was by far the worst thing I had the entire day. The best way to describe it, which makes sense because the way you make mustard is it has kind of a pickling element to it, so it tastes a lot like pickles, but it's really thick. It's just the texture. It's very it looks like a very hazy IPA, but it's very thick tasting. So I was with a group. of about like probably 8 of us or so. 16 ounce thing. I passed it around for everybody for one sip. I took 2 more big gulps of it, and I was like, I'm gonna literally throw up. Like, this is disgusting. It was horrendous. It was nasty, and not all the Fletcher stands have it. So you have to go to like certain ones that have it. But it was bad. It was one of those bad Martin House creations that just it sat in my stomach like a brick. It was horrendous. I would not say to try it. Like, if you have some extra tickets and you want to do it for the memes, do it to be funny, you can. But it was bad. It was very, very bad.
Is that, Bobby, is that different from the corn dog beer from a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm, it is.
Yeah, because that one was like
I
corn
was
dog.
going to say
like,
that.
And it was
flavor.
served with a mustard rim.
This
Yes.
one's mustard flavor, but it has like the logo has a corn dog.
Yeah,
And
it's
that was a Revolver that did the corn dog beer. Correct.
Yeah.
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 That
This
one
is
was
Martin-
good. They had
They
it
were a
on
dark
tap
beer.
at Texas Live at one point. I remember Bobby and I had some.
and it was good. I actually enjoyed the corn dog beer. The problem is, this is, as noted, it is a beer that's just pure mustard. I'm trying to present a picture for the folks who are watching over here.
Now,
on-
Bobby, let me ask you.
yeah,
Dallas Morning News.
the free ads, Dallas.
Oh,
Morning
you
News.
got hit.
They're gonna block you for looking at that.
There we go.
Would
Look
you rather take a full, okay, and when I mean to the dome, I mean a chug to the dome of a mustard beer, or the pickle of the year to the dome? Well,
full-
that's
so a full
wait
chug
till
of
later in
mustard?
the episode to hear about the pickle. But do you think you could take a full mustard beer to the dome?
Like one singular chug.
Yes.
I don't know if I physically can. That is a lot of, just from what I've heard about it, it's a vinegary, like, I don't know. I feel like that would get to me because, like, taking a fruity pebble pickle to the dome, like, you can't just throw the pickle down in one gulp. Like, I mean,
Even though you
hypothetically,
promised
you
to.
could. I know. Context: last year, I promised to eat a fruity pebble pickle, one of the Texas State Fair items last year. If OU won the game, they did. I did not have the fruity pebble pickle, and OU was subsequently cursed for the next 3 weeks until I ate it live on stream.
Mm-hmm. We all knew this was going to happen.
Jimmy in the comments says he'd rather eat a Carolina Reaper than drink a mustard
See,
beer.
I think fundamentally at the end of the day, it's Bobby hates pickles. And I think if it were truly in front of him, like life or death situation, have to choose one, he takes the chug of beer every second of the day.
Like, if I just had like a time frame, like if you're like, you have to finish that beer in 5 minutes, which it
Life
seems
can't
difficult.
be easy and cater to you, Bobby.
It'd be a
Sometimes
minute. You
gives
have
you.
a minute. You have a minute to eat either one. It's like you have 1 minute. You know, aliens have invaded. You are Andre Iguodala. You must save the world.
I'm gonna have some time to think about this. I'll give an answer by the end of the show once we review everything. But God. So Blake, what are some of the good places to drink around there outside of Beer Barn, or is it just Beer Barn for you? Like,
It really is like it does come down to like Beer Barn. Like last year they did have the and I think Beer Barn actually serves it, was like the frozen ranch water. I wanted to try those more for the taste. Like, I like ranch waters. Sounds very refreshing on a hot day. I had that. It was great. But this year when I was looking down the list, there really wasn't. Like, I think they have like a Texas two-step punch is kind of like the drink this year that was rated highly and in the semifinalist awards and stuff like that. Just didn't scream out to me as much, unless it's something completely weird, unique. Just alcohol does not go. Like, if you want more bang for your buck, just stick to beer.
Can I please talk about this tropical two-step punch? Because
absolutely.
we always kind of go over the Big Tex Awards, and one thing they've been doing recently to kind of like pair their sponsors with all of these things is they go the sweet finalist and the savory finalist. So the sweet finalist, this cocktail, the two-step punch, is in it, but they have to pair every single thing with a Carbach beer or seltzer. So on their website, you'll see right next to, like on the sweets, you'll have like, the cotton candy bacon on a stick pairs well with like the Love Street Blonde. Okay. But the tropical two-step punch also pairs well with the Love Street Blonde as well. I don't understand what's going on here and what they're trying to do. So they're essentially telling you that you should be double fisting a tropical two-step punch, which their description is to give fairgoers a taste of paradise. This punch marinates fruits like citrus, passion fruit, and mango overnight to create a crisp cooler that's fresh, tangy, sweet, sour, and spicy. And you can add alcoholic or non-alcoholic. And I guess it pairs well with Carbach's Love Street. So I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, I'm like, just like,
They want you double fisted, my brother.
I mean, maybe it's just a ploy to just spend more things on coupons, but I don't know. It's just it's a ham-fisted just excuse for a brand pairing here, because yeah, that just doesn't sound. Maybe you pour some Love Street in it.
No,
I don't know.
No.
Jeez.
Bobby, what are you doing?
On that topic, though, if you get like a flask of tequila or maybe vodka or rum, whatever would go in that, it certainly does seem like something that is ripe for topping off with a boot flask.
Yeah,
Just a little bit extra on top.
I could see that. Let's talk about some more
that
of the.
is located at the Pineapple Man. So if you're looking at the like where you are in terms of big techs, you're pretty darn close to it. You kind of go around the food court and kind of where you would see the beer barn, kind of go around behind Big Tech's ass into that area close where the dinosaur at the lagoon is, and you'll be right there to get that punch.
Okay, so that's like a very accessible option, honestly. I feel like,
to be honest, like in that area, in terms of talking about drinks, you've kind of gotten that all around Big Tex area. You got the Magnolia Beer Garden also right off that loop. So if you're like, okay, I want, to go see a wide array of different kind of beers and craft beers that you may not see as much at as the beer barn. If you don't want to just go for the bang for your buck, you can go and pop back and forth between the beer bar and the beer barn and the Magnolia Beer Garden. I feel like that's completely acceptable.
Yeah, I was like, that's probably the best place to drink besides the beer barn. At least you get a lot of variety. You're going to get a lot of beers, spirits, maybe even some wines there. I agree with Jameson. It's a good place. They usually have a lot of like nice folding chairs out, stuff like that. Place to like sit down. It's probably, if you're going to go for the more elevated experience, at least go get yourself a nicer beer, a nicer cocktail somewhere from there, instead of wasting your money on kind of those like middle of the road options that you see at like every other food stand around the fair park.
Right. Like at that point, you're not getting robbed for, a Michelob Ultra or a Miller Lite. So like you're getting a premium experience for premium tickets. I think that's fair. So yeah, Magnolia Beer Garden, solid spot for sure. I was looking at some of we're kind of bouncing around here a little bit, but looking at another drink option here, Fernie's Fruit Quenchers. This is just on the new foods list, but it looks kind of neat. It's essentially like Yarritos, Mexican soda, club soda, and some herbs and fruit, but you can get it with champagne or prosecco or
what is wine-based vodka?
I don't know about that. That's quite. I'm very confused what wine-based vodka is, but
you can put it in one of those.
That it gives me flashbacks to last year whenever I got the fried fireball shot, thinking it would be like fireball within some sort of breading that you taste and the fireball comes out, or a fried shot glass that you take a shot of fireball. No, it was in that plastic cup with a cheap piece of like shortcake in it. And it was just like the gas station fireball that's like 12%. And you're just have something the size of like half a Dixie cup. That's what wine-based vodka like tells me. I imagine that stuff being 10%, not good.
You got to be careful with the cocktails here. I just don't trust it.
Yeah,
I don't
this is a beer. This is a beer occasion. I will say.
Yeah,
this is like it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm. It looks to be there's someone screaming that knows this and we don't. It looks to be just vodka made from grape and then filtered and fermented over and over until it's sort of a vodka product.
That sounds pretty bad. Look, let's take a look at some of these other Big Tech's Choice Awards for the sweet. And look, we talked about the pickles already a little bit, but the Texas Sugar Rush pickle.
There he is.
That's atrocious looking, man.
Please read the description for us, Bobby, or would you like me to read it?
Could you read it as I, have the thing pulled up? So.
Absolutely. So we have the Texas Sugar Rush pickle. Just getting ahead of ourselves here. Pairs well with the Carbox Ranch Water Hard Seltzer. So this, every single year we talk about this sweet pickle. And so this year they've decided to do these cotton candy flavored pickle slices. This is not a full pickle that you can take to the dome, guys. These are cotton candy flavored pickle slices. They're coated in 3 cereal varieties: Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, and Cap'n Crunch. And then layered in cotton candy sugar crystals, and powdered sugar before being drizzled with strawberry sundae syrup. And as if that wasn't enough, these dressed up pickles are served with a helping of vanilla ice cream, adding a perfectly cool touch to this crazy concoction. And that won most creative of the Big Tex Awards.
That looks awesome.
Picture unrelated.
Oh,
that is not the pickle.
It moved. Damn it. Why didn't it do? Well, I guess you can't interrupt Jameson on that.
I will put my hand up and say this is not worth it because it is not a full pickle. I am disappointed. I do not want pickle slices. I want a full big pickle.
So, in your opinion, would this be the equivalent of a Fruity Pebble pickle, or is
No, absolutely not.
So if I took this to the dome, it would not.
You can't take this to the dome. It's like little slices.
And I don't think you could take this to the dome because you have 2 giant lollipops in there. They're going to take you about an hour and a half to like suck all the way down. This is like you're kidding. Like, I guess if you want to get this, get it right off the bat because it's going to take you your entire fare.
Can I say
this stuff?
If you're listening to the podcast form, you need to look up a picture of this because it's not going to look like the text description that Jameson just read off. And I mean, if you're watching on the video, you can see this. And if you're looking at the website now or after I've told you to do this, if this is what the PR shot looks like of this product, you just know that what gets handed across that counter is going to be the saddest looking like collection of just random stuff because it's not coated. It looks to be, I don't know where the vanilla ice cream, I guess on top, but it's like a pickle.
They're throwing that melted ice cream just all over that. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, there's a layer of cereal, and then another pickle slice, and then another layer of cereal, and then another pickle slice, and then the Lucky Charms, and then a bunch of stuff thrown on top. I can only imagine what's going to come across that counter for anyone who orders one of these.
It's like a 3-year-old made just an absolute nightmare of a dessert.
But it also put a ranch water next to it.
Yep. It has so many cereals. Like I can see Captain Crunch, I can see Fruit Loops, I can see Lucky Charms all in it with like some weird cotton candy, like sherbet looking mixture that they throw in the middle of it with the ice cream scoop on top, 3 different suckers, or one's a sucker, 2's a lollipop, a sour string, and then like some sort of like pom-pom thing that they do on top. I see no pickles, but even if you took the pickles out of this is just a travesty.
I will say, this one, Bobby's bet for this year might be to get one of these and to get a ranch water and up in the ranch water into it and drink the concoction.
But if he's going to get this, I need full lollipop finishes. Like,
yes.
You
I need Bobby going around the fair just sucking out the lollipop. Get one of those spinning hats like with the little propeller.
Imagine if OU wins this game, Bobby atones for his sin for not doing the Fruity Pebble pickle last year. Instead, walking around Texas fans just licking a lollipop
with the big old spirally lollipop. I'm a big boy. No, for the record, I already atoned. I had the Fruity Pebble Pickle just months.
No, you didn't.
I did.
The Fruity Pebble Pickle was by far way worse than whatever this is. In the sense of like, if you hate pickles, this is just like a sugar rush, like cavity in a cup.
It's pretty atrocious, and it's kind of shocking and pretty awful that they gave this an award. It's not
Most
creative.
creative, just because they used the most ingredients. Like I do not agree with that. There's no creativity in this. This is literally something that a 4-year-old child could come up with.
Maybe it was an actual child and they felt bad about it. They just gave him the award.
There's going to be some heartfelt story
It's gonna
about.
be some sick child.
Yeah,
not
like
And Blake just ripped them.
just
Oh,
that
God.
happened. That happened either last year or the year before. There was some food item everyone was ripping on, and there was a sad story that went along with it.
Of course. Okay. What do we want to look up next?
Would you guys slam this cotton candy bacon on a stick?
I
had it. So I had it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So
let
I
me
my thing each
explain what
year.
it is first before you talk about this. So
I have-
one sec, Blake.
Oh,
Let me
sorry,
read the description. No, I just got to prime the listeners here of what this actually is. So this masterful combination of sweet and savory flavors come to life with cotton candy bacon on a stick. A thick 12-inch piece of bacon cooked to perfection with a cotton candy glaze on top. The bacon is spun inside a cotton candy machine and torched to caramelize the center and lock in that sweet flavor. Pairs well with the Love Street. Is this actually taste like candied bacon, or is this just is it poor version of candied bacon?
It does taste like candy bacon. It is very sweet. Like that's what I was surprised by. Like I expected a little bit of savoriness with this. No, it is very, very sweet. It's like it feels like candied bacon with a little bit of cotton candy around it. It was honestly like it was a great item to share. It's one of those I would definitely not be getting multiple of these in your group. Just kind of pass them around, have a few bites. You don't want really much more than that. So I'm like, if you're just two of y'all together, I say hold off on this item because it is big. It's a big strip of bacon, but it does have a good flavor. I'll say my two downsides: one, it does not look like that picture. It had like some like pockets of cotton candy around it, but it is not fully coated on one side. It is not fully coated. It has like it looks more like a candy cane per se with how the cotton candy is wrapped around that thing. So this is one of those that the marketing photos is pretty deceptive. And then two is the price. This thing was like 15 or 16 tickets. It was insanely expensive. And I think it's just because it won the award. So it was one that was good. I'm glad I got. We really enjoyed it. We shared it with like I said, I was with a group of 8 and it was like perfect for the few bites, but yeah, like if you're looking for more bang for your buck or like something that really gets you, that would be easy to share between two people. Honestly, even though it's one strip of bacon, it's just so sweet. It's just depending on your sweet tolerance. Like I could not have had half of this. I had like 3 or 4 bites. Very good, but yeah, it's there are some downsides that come with that thing.
I would be incredibly out on it. It just does not look that great to me. You know, I don't know.
The bacon was good quality. I'll say that. Like the bacon was of good quality, cooked good, but
it's just like the rest of it just feels like a lot. But all right. Any thoughts on a couple of the other sweet ones? So like Blake, did you have any of the other ones? The Nutty Barlasca or the strawberry Bene waffle?
I did not. I'm not like a super sweet guy, and so it's really hard for me to even get one in the first place. I will say the one I'm thinking about going actually to the state fair, go back to the state fair next Sunday because I felt like I left some things on the table that I wasn't able to get to. The one I don't know if it's on the it might just be on the new food list, but one that I really want to try is the cookie butter nachos. I've heard those are very good. People's only complaints with them is that they don't come with enough of the nachos, but everybody says it seems like that's been like the consensus, one of the new favorite dessert items that I feel like I actually really missed out on.
So with the cookie butter nachos, it looks like that it's so I'll just read it what it is. Discover a whole new level of nacho love with cookie butter nachos. These nachos take the concept to a whole new level by using freshly fried flour tortilla chips coated in heavily blend of cinnamon sugar. So it's not anything special. These are tortilla chips, but you scoop it into homemade cookie butter cheesecake filling. So that's where you make your
Sounds
money
incredible.
right there.
That's a great
It sounds
idea.
incredible. It
The
sounds
finishing
incredible.
touch is a sprinkle of crushed Biscoff cookies, which we all love Biscoff cookies, which adds a little bit of texture, even more to this dessert. So this might be a big time move.
This one looks like a 10 out of 10. It's one that I'm willing to like go back to the state fair to try. It looks that good as like as a non-sweet person.
So for me, why was this not included in the Big Tex Awards? Like
I don't know.
It's baffling to me. Like this is if you want to talk about creativity, this is creative as hell.
It makes no sense to me, like especially over some of those, like the Big Tex sweet ones this year. Just look, they're so overcomplicated, and they throw way too many things, try to incorporate way too many different ingredients. This keeps it relatively simple. It's just kind of like a chips and dip, but like takes it and turns it to a different like sweet level. I love this. This is a fantastic concept.
Oh my goodness. We need to keep going through the new foods here.
Yeah,
but Bobby, have you seen all these?
Yeah, I've rolled through them. Do we want to just start at the top and roll down?
Sure. I think we need to just binary eat, don't eat. Let's just whip through all these.
I'm in, guys. So we're gonna start with the top of the list, the Bezo de Angel, inspired by the beloved flavor.
We're gonna read every description.
This is gonna take a long time.
Yeah, just
all right.
No.
It's a taco base made from a sugary fritter filled with a family secret sweet crema, delicious strawberry preserves, a splash of heavenly whipped cream, caramel, and sweet condensed milk, topped off with strawberries.
That's a yes for me.
Sure.
Pass.
It's a delightful little taco. It kind of looks like kind of like a little cannoli sort of thing. Yes, absolutely.
Like Mexican strawberry shortcake.
Okay. Just red, white, and blue Dippin' Dots. We don't need
no.
Blue Bonnet Bliss. It's vanilla Dippin' Dots with cherry blue raz icy. It's fine. That's Dippin' Dots.
Now this next one I might be interested in an after the fair thing for like, if you need some more sustenance, Bobby. Candied pork belly bacon bites. I love pork belly. I love candied pork belly. Now that seems right with it. To be honest with you, I look at this picture. It's served with French fries. That kind of disappoints me. I don't know what it is. That makes it look worse to me.
It's a horribly staged photo.
Yeah.
Like the fries are taking up more of the photo than the freaking.
It looks like a Yelp review photo.
Like what are we doing here, guys?
Like
this
in between
fries.
That's a great concept.
It doesn't need fries with it. Just serve it in a little like small basket with 2 or 3 of these bad boys. That's all you need. You don't need the fries with this one. Fries are a wasted opportunity at the state fair. You'll fill up on other things. You don't need like the stuff that you can get everywhere else just to fill your stomach.
Yeah,
but
it's like
this concept good.
It's like going to a Brazilian steakhouse and loading up on the salad bar.
I will say with this one, it's one of the foods where you're gonna have to go find it specifically somewhere, and because it's only at one location, so it's at the Cavalcade near the Gateway. So you're gonna have to fight to get there. It's not like you have multiple options. Like our cookie butter nachos are at a lot of different other places. It's like at 6, 7, 8 different places.
Right. Yeah. So you have to be really, really into it. It looks good though. Caramel macchiato fritters.
Next, look at that little injector right there.
Now, it comes with now.
You got to inject the caramel macchiato into some fritters.
It looks like little potatoes.
I mean,
it does.
They do look like
I want it to be little potatoes with a gravy syringe.
I mean, that doesn't sound awful. Next one, cheeseception. It's a sandwich inside of a sandwich. This is the dumbest item I've ever seen.
No, I actually want to try this.
This should have gotten most creative. Let me read the description.
No, it's not.
I would absolutely.
They put a piece of bread and cheese and then bread.
No. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay, you go for it.
I got to scroll up because Bobby's zoomed in a bunch here. You got to scroll up on my screen.
I thought you had it
Cheese
pulled up on your own.
section.
Sorry.
I do.
No.
I was down at one of the pizzas. One heck of a sandwich. No, you're not seeing double. This sandwich is inside of a sandwich. Savory mushrooms, crisp arugula, and it's some Italian word with meaty
Prosciutto.
smoked
Prosciutto?
all between
It's prosciutto.
a classic grilled cheese. All the flavors to make your taste buds and your stomach want more. This is the first thing I've seen that I would get.
Find it at
I like this. I
Stay
like this.
Cheesy.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's the little grilled cheeses on the outside that are making me not take it seriously.
That is
But
in
that's
the
what I
food
wanted.
court, everyone. Honestly, one thing I've not done
This is
enough
splittable.
is go after the game is go to the food court.
The food court has so many of the good items this year too. They are chock full of them.
I need to do that. I need to really push myself to go to the food court after the game.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. All right, next one, cheesy berry. It's a
Look at that
strawberries and
Like a
I don't know.
deconstructed cheesecake in a cup.
Not even worth
cup.
it.
Cheesecake
Next
in a
one.
cup.
I will say, if you're with a group, get 4 or 5 spoons, pass it around, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That does have utility there.
That looks like something I could try to put my spoon in, and I wouldn't even get as much as that I wanted. I feel like I'm not getting a good bite. It's going to be all like divided.
yeah.
It's
I'm not very
yeah,
happy
you
with
get
it.
all the cheesecake filling, then all the strawberry.
Yeah.
The
It's
strawberry
not gonna
for
be good.
scale does make it look like it's in a little ketchup size cup.
It's going to be in a small thing. I guarantee
Them
you. You're gonna
GMO
be disappointed.
strawberries.
That is a no. This next one I'm kind of interested in.
The churro
These-
crumble cheesecake.
So the one who won the sweet award year last year with the Biscoff cheesecake, it's the same place in the food court. They do basically they have 20 different cheesecakes that you could buy that are on a stick. These are fantastic. This would be one I would go for. The Biscoff one was a rare one that both when Sarah and I went, we both got 2. One for these things are incredible. These things are incredible.
Look at that.
Just
Churro crumble cheesecake on a stick. Yes.
That screams Texas and Texas State Fair.
Yeah, I mean it looks damn good. I don't even know where to start. There's just so much stuff there. It's cheesecake covered in crushed churro crumbles, topped with a drizzle of golden silke dulce de leche sauce, enhancing its sweetness with a caramelized touch with powdered sugar. It looks bomb. Just look it up or watch the YouTube video if you're on podcast.
Let's start moving a little bit faster down these,
yes.
Bobby. I want you to go down to
I had
Dickel's Triple Meat Big Back Snack.
Whoa, hang on. Let's scroll it and then let's call stop when we get to it because we have these listens.
I did have the cool combo. It was pretty good. It's not something. It was somebody in our group wanted it. Got one because it was hot. Definitely get it with the ice cream. You can leave it if you don't want it, but if you just want something like a snow cone with some
Italian
ice cream,
ice with ice cream.
it's just not good, not bad, but
Yeah, it's there. Cool.
So-
The crookie, a croissant cookie.
I'm out.
We don't need
Oh, what the hell?
These just look ugly ass cookies.
Cookies.
Next, deep fried tablitas. Now I'm not gonna lie, I
Tablitas.
could go for this. This looks
This
this-
was
tablitas.
fire.
This
Yeah.
looks really damn good. Some deep fried beef short ribs. Come on now. That looks insanely good.
With
I
a
might
fried
actually be looking
jalapeno.
for these. I might be looking for these. It looks good.
3 different dipping sauces as well.
Gotta go with that.
That's-
That
is
is
nice.
Salsa Verde for sure. All right, Jameson. Here's
Yes.
what we've been looking for: Dickel's
Yes.
triple meat big back.
This
snack.
is what Bobby's doing before you
Big
win.
back snack.
To the dome.
Oh,
The
Triple
big
meat to
oh,
the dome.
please don't give me the triple meat big bag snack. Oh no, guys, I can't handle that.
All right, I'll read it. Because I feel like this one needs to be read. This Texas-sized indulgence is presented with a boastful 5-layer and 7 tantalizing flavor profiles. God bless. The base consists of a boyless, cherished elote street corn recipe, included a fusion of roasted sweet corn, lime, butter, cumin, chili powder. Following suit is a portion of succulent smoked chopped beef brisket that paves the way for a delightful serving of gourmet smoked Gouda mac and cheese. Hopefully that is what kind of mac and cheese, Bobby?
Gouda.
No, going at great value. Mac and cheese is the best mac and cheese
Yes.
brand.
Well,
Next,
yeah, of course,
a
yes.
buttermilk biscuit is the next layer, crowned with tender cubes of Hogzilla pork belly burnt ends. Slow smoked to perfection and coated in a house-made sauce completes this tower of flavors. Still hungry, Bobby? A savory loaded nacho beef brisket sausage link is halved and adorns the cup's interior, accompanied by heavenly deep fried crinkle cut maple waffle flavored potato slices on top. God bless America.
That looks incredible. I think that could work.
Looks fantastic. The people that I've had it, I saw, says it's like one of the best values at the state fair. Like, I think it costs like 20 something tickets, but it's a big bucket. It looks a lot bigger than in the photos. So like, this is something you could easily share with a big group and get like a lot of protein quick.
Yeah. That.
Yep.
Ty, go for it, man.
Speaking of, what is with the photo? Why did they submit like a passport photo for this?
Went to the Walgreens.
It said don't smile.
Take a picture of my triple meat big back snack.
Is it also? This looks legitimately tiny. This looks like it comes in like a shot glass in this image.
I don't know. I feel like use the waffle fries to scale. Like I still think you're gonna get a good amount
Yeah,
in
but
there.
this is. I just mean the picture itself is just atrocious.
So this is not in the food court. This is beyond the food court, right? It's across the lagoon. The dinosaur at the lagoon. It's across
No,
that.
this says it's at Dickles and at Cotton Bowl Plaza as well. So that's pretty good.
Oh, so I just see based off their website, it just says it's at Dickles Smokehouse, which is not in the Tower Building food court.
Right.
Yeah,
but
It's on the outskirts of the Cotton Bowl Plaza.
Still the Cotton Bowl Plaza, so it's easily accessible.
Oh, yeah, but it's not within the building of the food court.
No, but two different places, you know.
Yes, it's very close to it.
Yeah, it's close. Dumplings, no. Like, do we need to talk about?
Yeah,
dumplings?
like just go
Looks
to.
sad.
Yeah, that's
look
just
fine.
something you can get on the outside of it.
Bacon fat pickle fries.
Curious.
I'm not a pickle guy, but like a fried pickle, especially with like some bacon fat on there, like that looks pretty damn good. I could work with that.
Is it fat bacon or bacon fat?
Shit. Oh, sorry, good point. I don't know. It just says fat bacon.
There's fat bacon on top of it. You can see it in the picture there. So
so
maybe
it's just
they use.
thick bacon.
It looks good.
That does look good. That still doesn't change much.
Might be hard to eat at the fair. You're gonna need a fork, and that's gonna be hard to get everything. We've always talked about, and I know Ty is really harped on this, the utility of finding something that is simple and easier to eat.
Yeah,
It should be sticked up. Everything should be sticked up at the fair.
I think that's fair. Next one.
Bobby, will you be sticked up
Imagine
at
the
fair?
big back meat snack on a stick. It's just like a Brazilian steakhouse
kebab.
skewer that you're walking around with.
Walking around with just a sword. Next up, Fernie's goat funnel cake. No, we don't need to talk about that.
I don't know what's going on there.
What the? That looks like goldfish on it for some reason.
What is that? What is this
Fried-
goat?
Okay, yeah, let's go back. It's the greatest of all time.
Texas.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Greatest of all
Oh, I'm disappointed. I was hoping there to be something goat on it. Next.
Okay. No, because it has a bunch of Texas things together.
Imagine bringing a goat to the Texas State Fair.
The fried apple cinnamon crepe. Fine. Has
It'll
biscuit.
probably be all right, but it's like
It looks
not
like cheap
unique enough.
ribs for some reason from the picture. It doesn't look anything like
It
sweet.
does. With some mashed potatoes and then like
fried matcha.
I tried it. It was all right. Wouldn't recommend. It is more of a matzo drizzle. It is not green. It is like whipped cream white with like a little bit of like this is the most deceptive advertising I've seen.
Yeah.
This is yep.
It's from
Don't get it.
Sanderici though. That's relatively
Mhm.
The bread was good. The bread was good, but it tastes more like a dessert bread with some like whipped cream on top. Like I'm not a big matcha fan, and so this wasn't bad because it like just does not taste very matcha-y, which I feel like if you like matcha, you're going out for that flavor. So I just don't recommend to any parties.
Yeah, fair enough. Hammy pimento meltdown. This looks
Looks
actually
fantastic.
good.
boring.
That looks
That
incredible.
looks good. I don't care if it's boring, Jameson. That thing looks fantastic.
Bro, I
This is
can
the-
make that. I can go to the grocery store and make that so easy.
That
Scotch.
still looks good. Still looks fantastic.
It's just because you like pimento cheese. I love pimento cheese too. Of course, anything that has pimento cheese on it, I'm gonna get excited. That's a freaking grilled cheese with pimento cheese and ham.
No, Jameson. This is a harmonious balance of flavors that is sure to satisfy any craving.
All right. Holy cheeses.
Okay, I've got something to say.
This is a
here.
pizza.
If you're not watching the video, you need to be, because what we're looking at is just a pizza. It's a personal sized pizza, and it is described as a slice of pizza so large it could satisfy even big techs. It's not a slice; it's a whole pizza. Why did they say slice?
That does worry me.
That's
What am I
it's alarming.
And it's also like nuclear green looking in the photos. Like
It
it
is.
looks
It looks like it was made with ground up highlighters.
Yeah, I mean, like it looks like Oregon Ducks, like Oregon's uniforms from last week. And my thing is, it shouldn't look like that. It's just pecorino romano, mozzarella, provolone, Asiago.
I guess it's the olive oil. Is it just excessively oiled up?
yeah,
Oh my god, that's gonna
Oh.
give you your favorite
Oh.
shirt's never gonna be wearable again after that.
That
It's
looks
done.
That's just a bad idea. Don't do the holy cheeses. Don't do it.
Stefan's hot honey on it. Shout out to Stefan.
just a good rule of thumb with state fair pizza. Pizza's already been perfected. There's nothing else that you could possibly combination or anything you could do to pizza to make it better. It is already a perfect concept. So
good
don't
God.
chase after these people that are trying to make a new
Olive-
style of pizza.
This says olive oil flows like golden streams across the slice.
No.
This thing, when you pick it up, everything's just gonna slide immediately. Just
Oh my goodness.
nothing is gonna stick to that bread.
All right, enough from the holy cheeses. We're moving on. A hot Cheetos Korean corn dog. Yeah, I mean, just get
No,
corny dog.
just looking at this is like cheating on Fletcher's. Like
Yeah.
it's like the dude who gets caught looking at the the thirst traps on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, that's bad." That's what I feel like right now. I feel like I'm cheating right now by looking at the hot Cheetos Korean corn dog.
You looked at an Instagram reel too long. You're just
To be fair, Jameson, you could consume just the half mozzarella side,
Just the half.
because then it's just some sort of hot Cheeto, like, I don't know. Yeah,
Anyways.
let's move on. That's
Island Rumble. Yeah.
Cause
It's
I'm
fine.
rumbly in my tumbly.
what is this? What is
I don't
mac
know.
and cheese?
I don't even know if we need to. It's just mac and cheese with some stuff on it.
That
It's
would
not.
be really
I
good.
want handheld things. I don't
Yeah.
want. I mean, and obviously the one we talked about a lot was not a handheld thing. The big old
Mhm.
whatever, the 7-layered big old bowl. What do you even call that?
Big
I don't
back
know.
meat snack
That's
boy.
what it was. That's an exception. We'll make an exception.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now we're looking at banana pudding.
It's a banana pudding shake.
No. Don't read.
Kona
Don't
ice.
read off the name either, and do
Kona
not
ice.
read this off either. This is just Kona Ice.
Lay's potato chip drink.
I heard this is
Slam.
actually pretty good.
Slam.
Really?
Okay,
Slam?
hear me out. Hear me out.
Slam.
Yeah, mango.
Read it.
All right, so it's like a frozen drink with mango and citrus and some hot honey jalapeno infused syrup in there.
Yes. Slam.
Strawberry drizzle, and then topped with Lay's, like on top. I would get this. I would. It's almost like a spicy mango nata with some strawberry and Lay's chips on the top. That sounds heavenly to me.
This is slam. I
With-
would
yeah.
totally do this.
If this had tequila in it, this would be like the hottest thing at a bar that was like their signature drink. I think.
That's fair. Okay, I can live with that as a slam. Macaroon ice cream tower.
Boring.
I don't
Macaroons
like
and ice cream.
macaroon, so
Grab your passports and cowboy boots. This wait, scroll up. This has amazing copy that does need to be shouted out. The Macron ice cream tower. Where was it? It's French cuisine with a country twang that'll have you line dancing between bonjour and howdy. That is justice.
Y'all are trying too hard, man.
Hey, you're doing
You know,
your
they
best.
got a focus group right there, Bobby, sitting around a table, and they put that down like, yes, we've got it.
We nailed it.
All right,
We did it, boys.
another pizza.
Now,
Now,
Nope, we don't talk about. Whoa,
Milton's
this looks
giant,
good.
giant Amish donut.
man, if
Amish
you're
sourdough-
dehydrated, try some of this, and then it's gonna
Ooh.
really hurt you.
Yeah, I don't think you could recover from that. That's gonna get you.
It's a sourdough donut.
Oh my god,
Ooh.
you're gonna have no fluid left in your body after that.
It's just gonna just suck it right out of you. There, it's not gonna be good. Oktoberfest pizza.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
This
No.
is what had me saying Bobby needs to look at this. Bobby, I need your thoughts on this. I need to describe it for the listeners first. Did you say sauerkraut on pizza? Question mark, exclamation point. Well, great. The state fair does take place, but October, God, they put a bunch of. Where are they even going to start describing this? Handmade pizza
Yeah,
dough.
there you go. Spicy mustard. Oh,
Much. Whoa.
sorry, I'm getting ahead of you.
It's
Sorry,
pizza
slipped.
dough. No, I was reacting to it. It's pizza dough covered in mustard or mustard
Instead
infused white
of
cream
instead of
sauce.
tomato sauce, they use spicy mustard infused white cream sauce. Oh,
And then some German sausage, some skillet fried potatoes, which does sound delightful actually. And what else is on this? Sauteed onions, green peppers, and sauerkraut. This is not going to taste like a pizza whatsoever. I think you take pizza out of this. Not great for the state fair, but I think this is edible to me.
I feel
If
like
this was like described differently at an Oktoberfest, it doesn't sound atrocious.
I feel like if Empire made it, it'd be great. You know what I mean?
there's a time and a place for everything, and I'm sorry, this is not the time or the place.
Yeah, agreed. Pastrami sandwich.
Absolutely smash.
I would. This looks really damn good. It is. I'm not gonna lie.
We're not going to sit here and talk about a pastrami sandwich anymore on this pod. We've talked about things for an hour. Please, can we move on?
It looks great. I would absolutely eat the
It's just a
pastrami sandwich
freaking
from John's
pastrami
Deli.
sandwich.
I don't care. It looks great. Pastrami sandwich. That looks like a damn good pastrami. But yeah, we don't need to discuss it. Pork belly ceviche tamales. I'm too confused and I don't want to use a fork.
Hopefully the pork belly is not ceviche.
No, yeah, exactly. Pulled pork arancini.
I don't know what that is. A rice
Standing on business. Sorry, go ahead. Tom.
This, if you read this, you're gonna have to read it a second time, and you'll not understand what you are looking at.
When you're standing on business, you lack nothing, just like this dish. Homemade salted caramel. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Ice cream is placed in a sugar cone bowl and then topped with freshly baked spicy dark chocolate cookie. Resting on the decadent cookie is a piece of deep fried sweet potato pie, dusted with powdered sugar, drizzled with chocolate and caramel sauce, topped with whipped cream and a cherry. This mammoth sundae is finished with an appeal to that inner child of what is going on. There's also French fries. There's also a chicken wing.
That's just like there. It's not on the dish. It's just hanging out.
This is the savory version of the like Sugar Rush pickles. Just deciding to take the most.
This is straight to jail. This is straight to jail.
Standing on business, the chicken wing and fries give me like re-gifting energy. Like someone gave them these and they didn't want them, and they're like re-gifting them. Like it just doesn't. You can tell that it's off.
It's the PJ Washington of.
This is like
of
not to.
dishes.
Yeah, I don't think a human made this. I think an AI came up with what does a human eat for fair food.
Yeah, the tahine twist sundae.
This looks like a Dole Whip, and it looks like fantastic. I bet this tastes pretty good.
Yeah,
A Dole Whip with tahine. That looks actually really solid. Oh, they have a Dole soft served. Wow. Okay, I'm about that. That sounds good. Texas barbecue rib deviled. It's a deviled
I feel
egg
like
with a
we've seen this
barbecue rib.
before.
That's fine. The Joe. It's some type of burger.
No
It's-
burgers.
No burgers. I agree. You can get those everywhere.
Look, the egg is leaking in that picture too, Bobby. That is going to be dangerous. That's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, that's bad news bears. The nephew. It's a donut with brisket.
Probably not horrible, but I wouldn't get it.
I don't know. Looking at the donut, that doesn't look like the kind of donut that I get excited about. That looks like a way too dry donut.
It looks like a biscuit.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, not fond of it.
Pass.
Not a
Waffle
parfait.
sticks.
Parfairy,
Okay.
excuse you, Blake. This is legitimately
Parfairy.
called the Very Berry Coconut
You'll be
Parfairy.
very glad you
Not a
indulged in
parfait.
that treat, Blake. Waffle sticks. It's waffle
That's
on a
just
stick.
the copy ending with "You certainly won't regret eating this dish."
That was Chat GPT all the
Is
way.
that a threat?
Whole bunch of kisses.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
deep fried 7-Up butt
Up?
cake?
What?
Wait, what are you? What? Why?
This one might be worth a try.
What? Why is it 7-Up?
See, that's such a wild thing when I don't know.
How's that going to work? What are they? I'm speechless.
The
What do you
flavor
think they
profile.
pair that? Do you think they lean into the 7-Up and they pair it with the ranch water, or do you
No
think they pair it with like
chance.
an IPA?
No, they put it a full-size Hershey Kiss with whipped cream and like all this other stuff. This is gonna be the nastiest tasting, like
But
lemon
it has
lime.
edible
Why is
silver
there a
on it.
7-Up? Like,
It's a
That's why.
7-Up, but it has edible silver.
There's a thing. There's edible silver.
That's what it says. I didn't know that was
Oh.
a thing. But
I
This
guess
is the
7-Up
chemical.
cake is like a legitimate thing. That's what Whitman's saying in the comments.
see, I just assume that every fair food I have has like not even trace amounts, but just copious amounts of heavy metals. So
I
you know,
think
the
we're
fact
just
that they
food
acknowledge
not
it in this
knowers.
one is
are we food
Really?
not knowers? I've never heard of 7-Up cake.
I have not either.
Exposed.
But yeah, it's a thing.
Huh.
It's like a bunt cake, it looks like.
Well, that's one way to end the show, just exposing us as.
We
not
did
knowing
not
One thing we have not
talk
done. We have
about
not done the
Best taste
semifinalist.
savory.
Yeah, the finalist for
Fair.
savory.
Yeah, so we missed it. The winner of the best taste
Bobby's
savory
trying to
is
cut us
the
off.
Dominican fritura dog.
And
Did
I
I
had
pronounce
it.
that right? Fritura? I think it'd be pronounced fritura dog.
I don't
So
know.
this is a dog. So once again, it's just kind of like not cheating on a corn dog because it's more of a hot dog here. So maybe it's okay. But the savory dish brings an explosion of flavor that starts with fritura cheese and Dominican salami. Taking classic fair food up a notch, this dish is then double deep fried with their famous corn dog batter. Split open and topped with garlic plantain chips, top secret Dominican sauce, and cilantro. The Dominican fritura dog will bring you the best of salty and sweet with an explosion of Dominican flavor. Hopefully, we're opening another avenue for people at the state fair to try something they don't normally try. That's what the state fair is about, said Justin Martinez, the creator of this dog.
So, Blake, you said you had it. Was it good?
I did. It was good. I wouldn't say it is a great item. It doesn't like the thing I have an issue with it is it just ends up tasting too much like a corn dog. That fruit sauce doesn't come through to give you like a good like fruit tangy like punch in the mouth. Like the cheese and the plantain chips, like it kind of gives it like a different texture, but like ultimately you're having a corn dog with a few extra steps, and those steps don't make it like super unique or like super cool. Like I think about last year, the fried pho as being the winner, and that was super cool because it actually tasted like an Asian dish that was like fried. This doesn't really taste that much different than a corn dog. I think it was like about the same price at the bacon at like 16. So I wouldn't say it's like the biggest ripoff in the world. But I just like it's cool to try. It was good. It's not a waste of your money, but I wouldn't say it's like the best winner of all time. There's one on here on the finalist.
Yes, and I know which one Blake's gonna say.
Which do you think it is?
Oh, it has pimento cheese in it, Blake.
Oh, then it's not.
There's a
No.
Oh, you
final
don't the hot
pimento?
chicken pancake poppers?
I have not. I'm going to go back, I think, this Sunday and try them. They are very divisive. Everybody that has had them that I know has said either they really loved them or really hated them. So
Hated them.
yes,
how do you
yeah,
strongly
like said they're
hate
just like really
pancake-
bad. They were just like said
Yeah.
they're really bad, like not good. So it is
That's-
definitely. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say that's one that's like in concept. Describe it, cooked perfectly, sounds great, but it's like that might hit like a spoonful of cinnamon with like the dryness that this comes across.
I don't know. You get a little bit of drizzle on there, some syrup.
I don't know, if you just don't cook chicken the right way, that's like dry automatic. It's
Yeah,
like can
pimento
ruin it for you.
cheese. I don't know. That sounds like I think I'd be willing to take the risk.
I want to take the risk. I am gonna take the risk. Like I want to try these and like judge it for myself. But I could see how these could go very right or very wrong.
Intriguing. And that did that win anything, or was that just
It's just a
honorable
finalist. It's a finalist.
Yeah, just a finalist. Burnt end bombs. Any thoughts on that?
I have no desire
That's
to try
fine.
them.
I mean,
tried
that
the-
sounds. It sounds.
There's
tremendous.
potatoes, bacon, and cheese inside of it with the burnt ends, and it's topped with a chipotle barbecue glaze.
A raspberry
That's
chipotle
probably
barbecue glaze.
Oh man,
I'm
I
out on
don't.
the raspberry chipotle barbecue. I don't know.
Blake, which one were you gonna say?
The best one I had at the state fair by far this year, the hippie chips. The hippie
yeah?
chips are fantastic. Got them with ranch. Jameson, you can read the description.
Okay.
Or
These
whoever.
far out wavy potato chip nachos promise to deliver every flavor profile with your choice of either zesty homemade ranch or blue cheese dressing, topped with bacon bits, fresh green onions, and a tangy drizzle of sriracha. You can be extra funky and add blue cheese crumbles if you're so inclined, Blake. This just seems like cheese fries, but with some potato chips.
No, but the blue cheese, they're like fresh ruffles. They're not like from the bag, which I was kind of surprised by. These turned out very good. They don't get soggy. It's just they're so light and air. Like it's so refreshing to actually have an item sometimes that feels a little lighter. This one does. The flavor profile's great. I know it seems like a simple concept, but like it really knocked it out of the park. It's like one of those, we're gonna get it again next Sunday. It was a fantastic idea. We did it with the ranch and the blue cheese crumbles. It was a great dish.
So you were so
really
inclined to get the blue cheese crumbles.
And I think it just automatically comes on there. Like they didn't ask me, and but it definitely just does come on there because it's like it's pretty essential. Like I guess if you don't like blue cheese, you won't like this. But yeah, if you like blue cheese and ranch dressing, it is an awesome item.
Yeah, I think the blue cheese aspect of it would turn some folks off, but I could see that being really damn good.
And then the last one I had on here, I did have the drowning taquitos.
That's boring.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's like it's good because it's like I don't even have to read the description. It's taquitos in a cup with like some salsa verde, some sour cream, and then like some like guacamole type stuff on top. It's good. It doesn't like it's not gonna taste bad. Taquitos taste great, especially in like a salsa. Just nothing. It's just not interesting at all. It's really just not interesting. That's the best way to describe it.
It's fair. It does look good. Just
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was one of those one of my friends got. I had a bite. I was like, this is good. And it's like I guess a good value because you get like several taquitos, all that stuff, but not one that's you can don't spend your tickets on this one. There's so many more unique fair foods that you'll end up loving more.
There you go. All right. Well, I think we ran through all of the foods, guys.
We didn't hit the finalists for some of the sweet ones, Bobby, but I know that we've gone really long.
Mentioned them.
We kind of mentioned the you said the beignetful, and that's how I guess you pronounce it, the beignetful strawberry Pop Tart, and then the Nevin's Nutty Bar Alaska. So I guess that's just like a nutty bar. Is it fried? No, it's not even fried. I don't know. Kind of disappointed. And did y'all like kind of putting a bow on this, like you're trying to, Bobby? What is the joke food that we're gonna laugh about come game day that we're gonna say that we're gonna get that we never actually end up getting? Is it the Lay's potato chip drink? Is it like what do you think it is? Anyone here?
I don't know. I don't think any of them. Go ahead, Blake.
No, there's no good memeable ones. I feel like
No.
this year. The like the funny like I think the Sugar Rush pickle thing looks funny, and it's funny to make fun of, but it just looks too involved. And like the funny thing of last year about the Fruity Pebble pickle and joking about that, like it's a handheld sized pickle that is like easy to eat, like it's like an easy bite type of thing. We just don't really have as like many funny memeable ones this year, which makes me sad.
And it's like the Sugar Rush pickle felt like too try hardish, So
Yeah.
In the comments, asking how many coupons do you suggest for beer and the highlight foods, Blake? About 100 or so, or what are you thinking?
Maybe a little over 100. Like my ticket thing is always like I think I bought like 200 tickets and like went through it with a good amount of beer, and we did some rides and like stuff like that. So like I think 100 to 150 is probably a good place. Like you could easily do it with 100. It's just like how much you want to drink and like how many of the highlight foods to get. But I would say definitely OU Texas weekend, overshoot on the tickets. You'll find ways to get another beer. You'll find ways to get those fried Oreos or something that you come across. You just don't want to be waiting in those lines for just like, oh, I'll get 50 tickets to start and see how it goes. The sad thing about the Texas State Fair is it can get expensive at times. And so I just say like, what you feel comfortable with, what you think you're going to spend that day, just try to get it all up front, just so you're not having to run back and forth to coupon counters to then the stands in order to get all these things. Just like a little overshoot. If you have some extra, save it for next year. But I've never gone wrong getting more tickets than I thought, because typically you'll find ways to spend them.
You're going to be waiting in line anyway. Don't wait in line for the opportunity to wait in line again,
Yep.
So, yeah. Good advice. Guys, that's about all we have for today. Believe it or not, each year we continue to push the threshold of how much we can talk about this fair and the food items. But guys, I'm so excited for it. Looking forward to that breakfast corny dog in front of Big
Which we
Tech.
didn't even talk about Fletcher's this episode, which is
I know.
It is. Fletcher's is it's the place to go. If you don't know, you should
walk in right off the bat, get your tickets, go to Fletcher's.
Mhm.
I can't believe they allowed them in the state fair, that some of those stands have like foot-long corn dogs that they sell, that you like the cheap crap, like when Fletcher's corny dogs exist on that property. But yes, seek out Fletcher's. Don't just get any place that says corn dog. Find Fletcher's stands if you've never been.
Mhm.
That's what you want.
My light just went out for everyone watching the video. I will say, in conclusion, for my concluding piece, drinking on the dart is apparently not legal. But if you did in the mornings, I would personally recommend bringing a variety pack of White Claws, because they have a broader appeal. Because again, you're bringing these to pass out to everyone who gets on with you in OU gear, or at least offer it to them. In the shape of the can is much easier to conceal if needed than a beer. And again, that broad appeal. And then I think most people I've found will accept a White Claw because it's a little bit lighter in the morning. Again, we're talking about getting there early on. So people will take that, a nice light fruity drink in the morning. Maybe people who wouldn't necessarily prefer a White Claw, it's free. You weren't expecting it. You weren't expecting, such a lawless renegade to be on the dart and offering you a variety pack of White Claws. So that is certainly what I would recommend you not to do, because that is apparently not legal.
Wise words. All right. Well, guys, that's all we have for today's show. Thank you all so much for watching. And look, this is gonna be a fun OU Texas. I'm looking forward to it. I know Jameson is too. And yeah, can't wait to get out there to the fair. We'll be back tomorrow to take on the weekend spread. Make all four of us will be making our picks because that is Tuesday, and I know we're shifting it a little bit, but yeah, looking forward to that. See you then. Apparently, Dart is being tough on fair, so don't just try to bum rush the Dart and expect not to get in trouble. So there's that. Jameson, what were you going to say?
Nope, just putting up the one for Boomer.
Yep. Anyways, that's all we have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Boomer soon, everybody. Beat Texas.